I have been an analyst for the last 20-25 years of my life. So I have a little more of a luxury to stand back and think about some of these issues and offer my own interpretation about the fight against terrorism and what could be done. So 3 or 4 broad points, if I may, that when we talk about national security and the fight against terrorism, India has a dubious record in the fight against terrorism. And I think it's a very well-chosen word. It's a brave word for the Legion Police of Maharashtra to say that our track record, if you look back at it, I study this. I have been looking at India's grapple, India's contestation, India's fight with the scourge of terrorism. Actually, over the last almost 63 years, you might say that October 1947, when independent India was dealing with what happened in Kashmir at that time. It was the first, if you will, challenge of terrorism of a certain type, in this case, consciously supported by another state. And India's response from there to now, the track record, I fully endorse what Vaisab said. It has been dubious, it has been lackluster, it has been less than adequate. And if there is one word that one can use for the Indian experience, the characteristic, I would say it has been reactive. India has not dealt with the scourge of terrorism, the challenge of terrorism in all its variants. We are not talking only about what Mr. Shama Datta had mentioned about Pakistan and the radicalization of religion and the distorted interpretation of jihad as we are now dealing with. But there are many forms of terrorism that India has been dealing with. Some of them are domestic. We had reference by Dr. Kalam to Maoism, LWE and so on. But I am suggesting, and I hope we can take this up in the QA, that India's response has been reactive. And if we recall Mumbai, the attack in November 2008, more recently, what happened both in Pune and in Kabul, I would submit for your consideration that India is dealing with a war, a proxy war. And India is dealing with it in a reactive manner.